Hey fight fans, today in this video, despite Conor McGregor's recent claims that Dustin Poirier will be his next opponent, UFC President Dana White has named Conor's opponent, and it's none other than Michael Chandler. Now if this fight does go ahead, it would mean to the underdog that this upcoming fight could probably be their last chance to keep their place at the elite level. And if Conor McGregor manages to take home the win, you can almost guarantee that Dana White will do whatever it takes to get him ready for a title shot against the winner of Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. But of course, you could argue that Conor doesn't deserve a shot at UFC gold. So we're going to talk about this all in order. Also, later in the video, Makhachev has already reacted to the fight between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler, and once again, Islam demonstrated that he possesses not only the highest level of fighting skills, but also an excellent sense of humor. So let's take a look at what's going on and why the UFC might go against the rules and arrange a title fight for Conor in the near future. This video is going to be very interesting, but before we launch into it, I want to ask you for your support with our channel with likes and subscriptions. We have very little left to reach 40,000 subs, so thank you in advance.
Today's video sponsor is Private Internet Access. With over 30 million downloads and 10 plus years of expertise in VPN, it is the most transparent VPN provider in the world. If you don't know what a VPN is, it works on Android, iOS, Windows, and many more devices, and gives you the ability to browse completely anonymously on the internet. PIA's token-based dedicated IPs give you 100% anonymity, and you can enjoy all the benefits of privacy. PIA gives you the ability to, with click of a button, browse the internet like as you are in other countries. You can use this feature to watch Netflix shows that are only available in other countries. On top of this, PIA also safeguards your online activity by blocking ads, trackers, and other malicious websites. What makes Private Internet Access different is their transparency. They never record or store user data, and their no logs policy has been proven to be true multiple times in court. The code for Private Internet Access is open source, which makes them one of the very few VPN providers to do so. Plus, it's also one of the very few VPNs that support P2P file sharing and torrenting. PIA now has 50 servers in 50 US states. Need to look like you're surfing the web from Oklahoma? Oh, we got an IP for that. Do you need to visit a website that can only be accessed within Alaska's borders? Got an IP address for that too. Why is this so important? With IP addresses available in all 50 states, you will avoid sporting events blackouts if your state's local network opts out of the rights to televise the game. Watch television premieres before they show up in your time zone and avoid spoilers. Right now, we have a crazy deal for you. If you use the code in the description, you get an 82% discount on Private Internet Access. That is $2.11 a month, and you also get 3 months completely free. We promise you guys, once you start using Private Internet Access, you will not stop.
Conor McGregor needs to win his next fight. Now, it might sound like a dramatic statement to make, but at this stage, considering his age and position within the sport, it is clear that this former two-weight world champion needs to get himself back on the right track. And with his injuries seemingly healed and his muscle mass at an all-time high, the question now is who will serve as the perfect opponent for this MMA legend's return?
The big question remains, who is he going to fight? Because the reality is, everyone wants to fight Conor.
I want to call out Conor McGregor. 7 years ago, I earned this fight, beating Donald Cerrone. He came up division. We're supposed to fight. I broke my foot.
Everyone calls out Conor. Paddy the Baddy. You know, there is a Nate Diaz, a third fight on the cards. You know, Nate Diaz could potentially sign a one-fight contract with the UFC and come back and have that third fight with Conor. We don't know, but that would be good. What else is there? Not Paddy the Baddy, not Nate Diaz, if not Dustin Poirier. There's that third fight with Dustin Poirier.
Well, the welterweight division will be most likely the destination for McGregor's comeback outing, and though the former lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos scored a nice win over Bryan Barberena recently, UFC President Dana White has strongly suggested that Conor's next opponent will actually be the hard-hitting, unmissable attraction that is Michael Chandler.
I got one dude on my mind, Conor McGregor! You gotta come back and fight somebody!
UFC President Dana White made the announcement in an interview with sports writer Brett Okamoto. Yes, it will probably be Michael Chandler, said the head of the organization, answering a question about the Irishman's rival.
I never said that ever fucking once. This is what happens when you do interviews and people listen to your interviews, and he said, so if Conor McGregor came back right now, who would you be looking at as an opponent? Well, I said, well, if he did, if that happened and that scenario played out right now, Chandler would be a fun fight. Never fucking once did I say we're doing Conor McGregor versus Chandler. I don't even know when Conor McGregor's coming back. And this is why I don't like to answer these kind of questions. Because some fucking idiot somewhere on the internet puts out that that's what I said, and it's not even remotely close to what I said.
If this bout does go ahead, what we will have is a real winner-takes-all situation. A fight that will serve as a now or never moment for both men. Sure, McGregor and Chandler are just about as popular as they can be, but to say that both men are in desperate need of a win would be putting it lightly. Chandler, who is 2-3 in the UFC, brings fireworks each and every time he walks to the octagon, even in the fights that he comes up short in. He posted a new video on social media reacting to the news that Conor McGregor could be his next opponent. Great fireworks, Chandler captioned the photo. Last time around against Dustin Poirier, despite getting finished in the final round, Chandler only furthered his legacy as one of the most exciting fighters in the sport today, leaving the octagon with a losing record in the promotion, but with his fan support at an all-time high. Setting someone in Chandler's position up with McGregor just makes a whole lot of sense. Both men are electric entertainers, both are proven finishers, and both have a magnetic attraction to performance bonuses. But here's the thing, the stakes for this fight go far beyond just a big payday and a major name on your resume. No, there are actually quite a few parallels to be found between McGregor and Chandler's situation. With the next generation of hugely talented lightweights moving closer to title contention, age is now working against both of these guys in a big way. And the idea of setting up these two aging veterans will be to single out one of them for one last shot at the upper tier at 155. Now for the loser, this means that this upcoming bout could likely be their last chance at retaining their spot in the elite level. It is the physicality and explosivity of Chandler against the sniper-like precision of his Irish counterpart. It is the type of fight that could be over in just a matter of seconds or still be thrilling us in round 3.
The way that Conor McGregor starts fights, the way I start fights, it's a car crash in the middle of an octagon, hopefully in the middle of T-Mobile Arena here in Vegas in July. So use my athleticism, use my speed, strength, quickness, explosiveness, power, be explosive as heck in that first round. People have said they think it's going to be the fastest paced, craziest first round of all time, and I think it definitely will be. It's going to be huge, it's going to be awesome, and I believe it's going to happen. Things are moving in the right direction, so let's make it happen.
And if Conor McGregor manages to take home the win, you can all but guarantee that Dana White will move to set him up for a title shot against the winner of Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. And if the betting favorite Makhachev is the one to take home the belt, a fight with McGregor will take on another level of meaning entirely. Now sure, you could make the argument that Conor doesn't deserve a shot at UFC Gold, but after the totally insane pay-per-view numbers that his UFC 229 clash with Khabib Nurmagomedov did, are you trying to tell me that Dana White wouldn't jump at the opportunity to set up a Team Khabib's most impressive current fighter with their old rival? I mean, come on. In reality, Dana wouldn't think twice before jumping Conor to the front of the queue. When the money's that good, don't expect the UFC to stick to their rankings. And though he would never admit it, the UFC president is no doubt secretly hoping that Conor emerges victorious in a bout with Makhachev. Makhachev himself would be very happy about getting this fight, getting rich overnight, and once again punishing an old enemy. All in one night, even in just maybe one round. I mean, come on, who would refuse? Conor will have one chance to beat Makhachev, hoping for that killer blow. But again, they already know Conor so well that I don't think Islam will give him that chance.
Honestly, I don't remember when this guy beat someone. He have to come back, beat someone, and let's go, why not?
But as unlikely as it would be, it is pretty clear that the only thing that could ever tempt Khabib out of retirement would be if his most hated foe knocked out his greatest student right in front of him. So there is almost no chance, but there's just a little slight sliver. So if Khabib does come out of retirement, it would be without question to be the only possible fight now that would be capable of beating the historic 2.4 million pay-per-view buy record. But there are a lot of ifs and buts surrounding this conversation. As unlikely as it would be for McGregor to defeat Makhachev, he won't even get the opportunity to try if he doesn't find a way past Michael Chandler first. But all hope is not lost for the Irishman. Chandler certainly has a reasonable path to victory against him, especially if he decides to use his wrestling to sap at McGregor's gas tank whenever possible. And in a firefight on the feet, he clearly has the type of power to knock out any lightweight on the planet, especially if they're fighting at 170 pounds. The motivation for him to score a win will never be greater, as the eyes of the fighting world will be on him to a greater extent than ever before. And the rewards for beating someone like Conor McGregor, I mean, come on, the stakes are truly massive. But the overall mission of the UFC is clear. They're going to want their biggest star in a title fight as soon as possible. They can't just give him an immediate shot though, as much as they would love to do that.
Chandler throws hooks, but he throws bombs. He throws some good straight punches. When he throws straight punches, he lands more. But when he throws those hooks, he's open for that fucking sweet left hand of Conor McGregor.
Conor is 0-2 in his last pair of Octagon walks, and at this stage the mission will be to simply get a win under his belt against an opponent who has a big enough name and danger level to convince the fans that maybe, just maybe, he has a chance of beating the UFC lightweight champion. And if they can sell that idea to the masses, well then everyone involved has a shot at earning a boatload of money. But for now, it seems like the announcement of a Conor McGregor comeback fight is imminent, and whether you love him or hate him, you cannot deny Fight Game is far more interesting with him involved. So that is all that we have for today, folks. If you liked the video, don't forget to help support our channel, because there, again, are very few left before we hit 40,000. And this is a whole army. So thank you all in advance, and have a great day.